We're going to do it right off the Deal Brothers trailer today with Lee Milligan Hubbard, who's on the chip. She's been on the chip all morning. Take it away, Lee.
All right, so last race of the season, what it all comes down to, everybody's been waiting to see how's this going to play out. Well, we know how it's going to play out in Pro Stock Motorcycle.
Yes, we do.
Number one qualifier, Mr. Gage Herrera, 666, 203 miles an hour.
Is that the 14th time?
Yep, and it sets
14.
the record. Yep, that was 14 number one qualifiers.
Yeah.
That sets the record for that Pomona.
Yeah.
In and out Burger Pomona drag strip.
That's exactly right. I've been there. It's awesome.
So he's done everything I guess there is to do. He got basically all the number one qualifiers for the whole season. He won the Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge Championship. He didn't stop there. Went on to the finals, of course. Faced his teammate Eddie Krawick.
That's right.
Which he's faced a lot. You see that staging duels they have been having too.
Eddie's trying to get in his head any way he can.
Throw something in there. No, it
didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
I think he'd give Eddie the hit and he could still get it.
Yeah.
Gage ended up 214 points
Unbelievable.
Between first and second place. That's how it ended. That's how much he did this season.
Your team down there trying to start a championship celebration and they got in between Drew and Gage. Like, get out of the way.
Yeah, they're trying to race. That's right.
They've all got their big Gage Herrera heads down there.
We got the championship shirts on. They're ready to rock.
How about 102 to 60 foot? 666, 203 miles an hour. Gage Herrera lowers the boom again. And that run will seal the championship in the Camping World Drag Racing Series for Vance and Hines, for Mission Foods, and for Gage.
Woo! So Matt Smith says he's coming back next year on the
V-twin on a Buell.
On the Buell.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but in his little interview that he had with Cycle Drag, he talked about the Scalinas, about what's his name?
Mike Salinas.
Mike Salinas.
Scrappers.
And that they had got approval for another engine.
So he's going to have 4 bikes?
That's exactly. I think that he kind of had it a little misleading when he's talking about that he had 4 engines. I'm thinking he's talking about he's going to have 4 teams.
Yeah,
and
me
he's going
too.
to have.
That's the way I took it too. And then if you haven't seen the interview, it's on Cycle Drag on Facebook.
That's right.
With Matt Smith.
It's awesome.
It's a really good interview if you're into the pro stock. I've never really been into pro stock motorcycles until this past couple of years, and it's like watching a show. On Saturday, Matt Smith's bike
broke a transmission.
It did.
Yeah.
And so on Sunday morning, he didn't run because he had Gianna Evaristo, which is Mike Salinas' daughter.
That's right.
Matt tunes.
Yeah.
Right.
And he said if it had been anybody else that he was running against, he would have borrowed her motor.
Sure.
She did have an extra motor. Of course she does. It's Mike Salinas' team.
Yeah.
They got they got 2 of everything.
Or 3 of everything.
Well, right. But so he didn't run, and then Angie Smith, she, they're just keeping her out on the top 10.
Because that's right.
She made a pass.
She did, went 1,000 feet.
She sure did, and she qualified, and then she ended up against Kelly Klontz, who went down on her bike.
Did you see that? Did you see that? She grabbed a hold is what she did. She grabbed front brake.
But Matt Smith also went into that on that interview, talking about how bumpy that track is. Yeah, when it's a short track, you got to get on them brakes faster. Ironically, Angie and Kelly ended up against each other on the ladder. So the 2 girls that's done banged themselves up ended up. So Kelly said she couldn't her bike was destroyed pretty much, and she had stitches in her hand. That's all she got out of that, and she got whacked with that bike too.
Yes, she did.
So anyway, but Angie got put out second round, but she did make the top 10, and she made it in the race.
But it was past the finish line. Right there, everything looks fine. She's in the center of the groove and just kind of slowing her on down. And right there, you saw it, front end locks up. And she comes off the bike. Fortunately, the bike got her once and then she got away from it.
All right, let's go on. Pro stock car, number 1, Greg Anderson, 649. That was his 3rd number 1. Greg comes into it 114 points behind Erica when they started the race out.
And he wants it.
She really would have had to go out, I think, first round and him win the race to kind of get him to win the championship. Sure. But as soon as she won first round, that was it. They crowned her for her 6th championship.
And Erica Time to do what Erica does. Win rounds, win races, win championships. Both drivers away on a green. Fernando squares the tire. And Erica Enders drives past the AAA scoreboard, 6.502, 210 miles an hour. In and out Pomona drag strip, you just witnessed the crowning of a champion. That win light makes Erica Enders a 6-time NHRA Camping World Champion.
2023 Pro Stock World Champion for the 6th time.
But Erica ended up 104 points in front of the second place, who was Greg Anderson. But she did get knocked out in the semis by Matt Hartford. It was Matt Hartford, Aaron Stanfield.
Right.
And Aaron beat him on a whole shot, 653 to 651. So
killer race.
Aaron got him. That's Aaron's first win of the
No
season.
pressure or anything. If you mess this up, you just have to think about it all winter. The entire Getrick staff is down there on the starting line on one side. Stanfield a smidge quicker in reaction time, and he's going to win it 6.534 on a hole shot. 208 miles an hour. Matt goes 6.519.
Go on into funny car. Robert Height, 384, 331 miles an hour. That's his 7th number 1 qualifying. They had a real battle when they came in.
Yes, they
for the
did.
championship. Height comes into this race only 17 points behind the leader, Matt Hagan. And then Tasca in between them at 15. So there's 3 people at any point they could win it. And
they're in a pile.
So all 3 of them in second round, you know, everybody is watching to see, because whoever goes out, it's fixing to be, you're about to crown them. So Bob Tasca, he was the first one to go out in second round. So that leaves the 2, Hagan and Height. So they're all watching them too. Hagan was the second one to lose. So now Hagan is standing down there watching the monitor to see, because if Height goes out, he wins the championship. So they're all, the camera's focused on Hagan watching the monitor, and it just depends on this round right here. Robert goes up in smoke. Hagan is the champion for the 4th time.
Bob, Matt, Robert, all within a round. Last man standing will be the champion. Final adjustment by the crew chiefs. JC on the left side, Todd Okahara on the right. Crew's got a couple of championships under his belt. Bob's chasing his first. For Tasca, the dream is over. 396. If Hagan wins, he stays alive in the championship and will actually move into the lead, at least for the moment. If Hagan doesn't win, we'll wait and see what Robert Height does. Good race. Blake's race. 4:19 beats a 4:25. Final adjustment. Final pair. An entire season comes down to this. Great race. Matt Hagan, you're a champion.
How tight it was, it ended up 12 points in front of Height at the end of the day. And then 17 in front of Tasca. That's how tight it was. And it ended up being in the final. I don't know if you know who Chad Green is. He comes from Pro Mod.
That's exactly right.
Now he's in Funny Car. His son also races in Top Alcohol Dragster.
That's right.
Yep.
And so it ended up Tim Wilkerson's son, Cruz, is the crew chief for
Chad Green. And
that's who they had to run, was Tim Wilkerson.
In the Skag car.
In the Skag Funny Car. So it was the father-son running against each other, and also Chad Green's son won Top Alcohol Dragster. So it could have been a father-son in the winner's circle, or, you know, here you are, father-son
2 races
racing
before.
And Chad Green got him. So,
he did.
Yep, he took his first funny car win. It was on a hole shot. It was 391 to a 390. So that was father-son. And then they named all the father and sons that had won, and I thought that was really cool.
That was cool.
I didn't hear that.
Edmund Richardson and his son was named.
Yeah.
I thought that's just really, I just like those kind of stories.
I thought Tim just shut the car off. What was that all about? Tim's car just sounded like it leaned out. Richard Hartman looked up to the heavens and went, "What, are you kidding me?" And it came back to life. Well, they've walked away now. Tim and Chad, final 2 funny cars of the 23 season. What a way to end it. Chad Green wins his first on a hole shot. 391, 328 miles an hour. Beats 3,900 at 327 miles an hour. Chad Green doubles up with his kid.
Let's go to Top Fuel.
The baddest in the world.
Number 1, Austin Prock, 363. I mean, he came out, but guess who has the track record at Pomona? I don't know if y'all want to.
I do not
guess.
know.
That'd be Clay Milligan.
Not going to be Brittany. How about a 362, 322 miles an hour? Check it out. Hey, you hardcore fans, 2.89 seconds at the 8th mile and 296 miles an hour.
It was really close to that track
Very
record.
close,
So everybody was shocked when he came out with that 363. This race was also same, just as tight as Funny Car.
You're talking about Top Fuel.
Yep.
Yep.
So Steve Torrance came in as the leader. By
Capco.
15
I told y'all.
points
I told y'all.
over Coletta. And then he was 34 points over Leah Pruitt. So those 3, all eyes was on them. All went to the semis, all 3 of them.
Yep.
2 of them faced each other, which was Steve and Leah. Doug faced Justin Ashley, who's
Plasma
right.
cutter.
You hate to say, well, dang,
Yeah.
here
I got to beat him to
get
the
the
finals.
championship.
Yeah.
The whole damn championship. Leah knocked out Steve, so that ended his chance at his 5th championship. And then Doug knocked out Justin. So it was down to the final round of the last race to see who's going to win the championship. He put that canopy car up, and it was on from the end.
It was.
It's just so funny.
That's crazy. When he got hot, he got hot.
It was changing that car.
Yeah.
The car
Well, I don't know about it.
I don't know. It's just so
I mean-
crazy. It had to be. That's what they did.
I'll go with you on that. We could say that, but
He won. He's your 2023 champion. He ran a 367 to Leah's 372. So it ended up, he was 48 points at the end of the day over Steve, and then 57 points in front of Leah. So it was a little bit more spread out than Funny Car, but
I want to know something.
congrats to them, because wow.
Did you see all that emotion that Doug Coletta
The
had in the?
Iceman. All he did
and
was
he's
just
won
smile.
50.
I'm so happy.
Oh, that's so
It
cool.
was.
I think he was just happy for Connie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, for
and
sure.
with Connie being on the golf
Yeah.
cart, like just with everybody surrounding him on the track was awesome.
It comes down to this. 1 run. You win, you're the champ. Doug Coletta is a Top Fuel champion in the NHRA. He runs 367 at 334 miles an hour. Leah goes 372 at 326 miles an hour. All the years, all the heartbreak, all the pain, all the disappointment in Pomona just vanished in 3.67 seconds. And for Leah, that team's got nothing to hang their heads about. A 372 at 326 miles an hour just wasn't quite enough.
Doug Coletta is your 2023 Top Fuel World Champion.
We're going on to the brother report. Clay Milligan, after the craziness of tearing up 2 cars, a disqualification from the whole event, they got the car pieced back together, got back to Pomona. They had a couple
Now hold on.
shutoffs.
Talk about what the difficulty that they had.
Oh, they had to go back to the East Coast
From where?
twice.
From where?
From the West Coast.
That's exact clear across
From
the
Vegas
country.
to the
Back
east,
to their
and then
shop.
back to Pomona.
Are they in North Carolina? Is their shopping?
Yep.
So they had to go clear across from one side of
Twice.
the country.
And back.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So those guys, I mean, you got to give those guys a big, a big pat on the back for
Yes.
being able to
I-
even to do that.
I can't even say how proud I am for Clay to have those people in his kit. It's just, I'm so thankful.
That's Rick Ware Motorsport.
He qualified number 14, 375. He had Antron Brown first round. He was the 5th pair down. Now, the first 4 pairs, not one car got down the right lane.
No.
And guess what lane Clay's in? The right lane. So I'm like, oh, it's just a 1-lane race. But here goes Clay. Right straight. Jimmo got him right down the track, 373. But Antron went 369. So Clay lost. But Then we're sitting on the edge of the seat to try to say he's going to stay in the top 10. That's the goal. Josh Hart and Sean Langdon were the two that could pass him. Sean Langdon had lost in front of Clay, so we knew it wasn't going to be him, but Josh Hart was behind him. He had Mike Salinas. Everybody went down the left lane, and nobody went down the right lane except Clay. But Josh Hart is in the right lane against Mike Salinas. Mike Salinas smokes the tires, and Josh Hart goes right down the lane.
So he knocked y'all out of the top 10?
He knocked him out by 4 points.
Oh, man.
Just with the disqualification
Oh,
of
yeah.
the
That
freaking
messed everything
race,
up.
it just screwed them. I mean, that was just really a harsh, penalized.
That was just
thing.
unnecessary, really. I
Yeah.
don't know why
Well-
NHRA was trying to make examples out of him, but they did.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, they had the prom, and Clay didn't attend.
The problem.
Donna told him he could wear his tux on the plane home because he wasn't wearing it nowhere.
Well, he wasn't in the top 10
I said, I'd
anyway.
rather, that's
He'd have
what I'm
been
saying.
in
He
the
didn't
back of
go,
the room.
So I told him I'd rather wear black track clothes any day.
Right.
Tux. Anyway, that's all I got.
I just love these big first round matchups. .369 beats 373. Clay Milligan left first by a smidge, ran 373 down the in and out side of the track that some of the teams have struggled with a little bit, and it still wasn't enough. Antron goes 3.697. 333, low ET of race day.
I really appreciate all you guys watching, liking, subscribing. We not done, but I appreciate y'all guys. And y'all leave me a comment. I love reading them.